back, we're going to be joined by a local real estate expert. We've got Kristen Crabtree, who's going to join us from Century 21 Hometown Realty. Her home office, I misspoke, it's actually Pismo Beach is the home office. And so we're going to have her come on. She's got a lot of really interesting thoughts that she's going to share with us, answer a few of your questions. We hope you'll call in 543-8830.
As there are different types of views, like I've sort of mentioned about the golf course, the different types with ocean view property, for example, people will pay more for an ocean view property that doesn't have wires in the view, one that can't be obstructed by a future build, ones that have the panoramic view versus the horizon view. So there's all different types of views, and depending on the type that's in question, the comps may or may not speak to that same property. And it is sometimes challenging if you're dealing with a really exceptional view to find that perfect comp. Having a conversation with your clients about that, as well as getting some sort of access to the appraiser's perception, is really helpful. And that's why it's good to have a local appraiser as well, because local appraisers do have a little bit better understanding of the uniqueness of the different types of views.
Well, that's great. That's great information. We can really tell that you understand that, and being able to, instead of just, I think a lot of us, and Dan and I were sort of talking about this, that you just say view, and people just don't really understand how a view can be broken down and categorized, and really look at those comparable sales with similar views instead of just saying they have a view, because ocean view can mean a lot of different things. So.
And even with that type of view, there's differences. So there's like a sit-down view where you can be sitting in your living room or your dining room and actually see the view, versus just walking from room to room, versus just being out on the deck or out on the front stoop.
Right, like my ocean view, where I have to stand in the corner of my and stand at my tippy toes and look over the trees, and I see a little slice of water. Like, yeah, ocean view, baby.
Exactly.
That's what you put in the ad, right?
Yeah, right.
So again, people will pay a premium, and speaking to what you were saying, Jason, about having to come up with extra money, I've in working with clients who value view, they are often willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars more to get the kind of view they want. And therefore, a property that's I live in Pismo Heights, and I work just below Pismo Heights, so that's really my area of extreme expertise. And the lower streets have wires above ground. The upper street of Longview has wires underground. And a house that has an ocean view down on the lower streets might be $650. A house up high without the wires and with a more expansive view could be $850, $900, $1 million. And there's a market for that. There's people that will pay. Well, I live up at the top, so there's people that will pay for that type of view. And being a view consumer helps me be a view realtor.
I think it's important because it also helps you manage their expectations, because if you've got a buyer and there's a less experienced agent showing them one of these properties and it doesn't come in at value, they may not have any other options. They may not know that that's going to be a potential roadblock or hurdle that they have to cross down the road during this transaction. But you being experienced to understand all of that and really counsel your clients and say, hey, this is what we've agreed to as the sale price, but we have to understand what other factors are involved. And knowing that going into the transaction is so critical, because when you do come up against that, at least your buyers are aware of that potential situation and then are ready to act accordingly.
Chuck, I'm really excited about this endeavor that Kristen's taking. I'm really happy for her to take a year off. I'm really excited that she felt we could take care of her clients.
Yeah, she deserves the time off, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a big undertaking, but
it is.
yeah, and
it
to
is.
maintain her level of service and what she's been doing for her clients will be a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy for her as well.
It takes two of us to take your place.
Yeah, and it could take even more, but we're going to give it a shot.
It could.